a woman says, or she's celebrating, you know, I had a kid at 39.
Yeah.
To see so many brothers in the comment, oh, well, you too old. That baby gonna have a problem. It's like,
yeah.
She just broke all those barriers, and here you are arguing, and then another brother will come in there to support them, hear them tearing them down.
Oh, he a simp.
I mean, oh, you a simp, you this and that. Or if it's a woman saying, you know, I cater to a man, I love him when he comes home, you know, I cook him food, I stay at home, then they're like tearing her down. It's like, damn, we already got enough shit going on. We in a Trump world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we tearing each other down like this? This doesn't make any sense. We already have it bad, and now we make it even worse.
Just wanna see you on me. I just wanna see you on me. Put it on me, babe. Put it on me. Put it on me, babe. Put it on me. Loving on your body all day. Loving the way that you do it for me. I can never lose you, no way. Them other girls don't do that for me. Loving on you, baby girl, that's a mission. Keep the peace, keep it sweet. It's what I'm wishing. I know they mad.
What is going on? My name is Jay Derosier, and that's
your boy Tre. What's popping? What's Gucci?
you missed the cue for a second.
Yeah, for a little bit.
This is the Fupas Flapjacks Podcast here on the Jay Derosier Media Network, and as every week, we are always joined by the voice of God, podcast Dr. Phil.
I am a Fupa.
As you know, that's his tag, so get used to it. We on episode, what's it, 7? 9?
7, 9.
9.
Yes.
You about to hit 10, bro.
Yes, double digits.
Yeah, bro.
It's coming up.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
As you guys can see on the screen, Tre is sitting next to somebody. We have a special guest in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Pavie in the building.
Hi.
I was waiting for the applause. Appreciate you, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, Pavie's here because how do I say this in a
She got a Fupa?
Probably ain't got no fupa.
Oh, okay.
She said yeah. She
You
said
got a
yeah.
fupa?
It's hidden right now, but let's not bring that negativity right now.
Wait, that's not negative.
It's
not
love
negative.
here.
This
It's
is love
about
here. This is love
positivity here.
I haven't gotten to that point where I'm
Got you.
positive.
Oh,
about
got you.
God.
I understand. I understand that completely.
Please.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So Pavie's here actually because the topic of this week is something Tre and I felt like she'd be great at. Right, Tre?
Yeah, I felt like she'd be fantastic.
So the topic this week is conflict resolution mastery. So, for example, Tre, I think this is one of those episodes where I'm going to let you take the lead because this is something I'm not good at that I always come to you for advice at. You know what I'm saying?
You know, let me say this right.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect episode to
For me to learn?
explore truth. No,
Okay.
for people to expose and explore truths. I don't think that you have to be a person that understands perfectly how to resolve conflicts. I'm not perfect at it.
Right.
It may seem like that to you. That's because your issues that you have when you come to me are those are easy to solve. Where if you knew my problems, which I don't share a lot of because I tend to keep things in the tuck a lot, you would be like, why do I listen to this nigga about anything you be talking about? And so when I thought about this episode, I thought more about being imperfect more than being perfect, because I think that a lot of people, if you go through social media, if you talk to people on a regular basis, a lot of people have conflict or communication issues when solving things.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Pavie, how you feel about that?
I think as technology grows and we have options of different ways of communicating with people, our communication skills have diminished.
Right. Okay.
Not only because of social media and all that stuff, but even in school, things of that nature. I mean, we're there's so many options. Just to keep it short, so many options. It's creating a problem where we're becoming disconnected. We're not talking to people anymore. We literally are talking to a computer.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to do that. So then when we're finally faced in front of people, we don't know how to resolve anything. We don't even know how to communicate.
Yeah.
So
I feel like a great way to combat that is, like you said, like that working on that like interpersonal communication rather than having that interpersonal communication through a 6-inch screen. Exactly. Because it seems that people don't understand just simple aspects or how to handle when someone's talking in a different tone that you're not used to. Someone's talking maybe in a different vernacular you're not used to. Because some people take like, oh, you said a word I don't understand. I feel like you disrespected me off of it. The thing I think personally for me, I'm just gonna speak on myself right quick, is my issue with conflict resolution is I've seen my mom and dad do such a great job in their 30, 40 years of marriage, raising 7 kids, me being the youngest. And I always thought to myself, like, man, I need to do that with my significant other. My issue is that I'm always looking for my mom and dad's marriage in somebody else. And that's where the conflict comes in. Because the woman I end up marrying is not going to be my mom or even have the attitude of my dad. It's probably something I need to work on, obviously.
We're all growing every day.
Reason why I stay single. I'm not going to put my BS on somebody else. But in your own personal life, like, how do you navigate that aspect?
Well, I have a saying to really avoid conflict. I don't argue with nobody that's going to hell.
Whoa.
So that's the number one how I am not. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's right then and there.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you. But if I need to have some type of conflict resolution, I have to care about you.
Right.
I have to deeply care about you to even have that moment to want to resolve some type of conflict with us. But other than that, I'm not arguing with you. So, I'm not losing my voice.
So is that something where like you don't? Is that something just on your personal life or even in professional?
Professional too.
Professional too? Okay.
Professional too. I work from home. So that's another thing where we've learned poor communication skills and even unable to control our emotions. Because when you're at home, you're able to go off and say whatever and just put it in an email. Yeah. You don't have that option or more being in the office and being like, all right, I got to calm down. I have to think before I speak. Yeah. Now you could just go off. So...
Per my last
email, or not even that. You're just being in the house talking to yourself. Because all these people act like they don't talk to yourself. I talk to myself, and I just be going off on my coworkers, but they can't hear me, right? So I have that option of just letting it go out, and then I can speak. All right, let's see how I can resolve this. Yeah. So, but that's personal, professional. I'm not arguing with you. I refuse to argue with you because I'm not raising my blood pressure. When I was younger, I would argue with you. I'll be ready to flip tables, cuss you out, tell you about your mama, your dad, and kick the dog. But now that I've gotten a little bit better, I'm not perfect. I will tell you that I am not the best communicator in a sense. Usually it's easier for me to just stay quiet and walk away. Yep. But I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on that. But if I do have to solve something, I try my best to really think about the conversation I'm going to have with this person before I approach.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Think about it. So it's like not necessarily build a strategy to win, but figure out how we can come to agree to disagree. Yeah. So
I think a lot of people don't know how to agree to disagree. No. It has to be their way. Like you have to see my way.
Yeah, because in your head, you're right. Yeah. Your script that you made in your head about this situation, you're right. They're wrong. Yeah. It's just how we are. We're human. Yeah. So if we take a moment and step back and realize, okay, how can he look at the other person's situation? Like, they're mad or is she mad, whatever the situation is. Like, look at it from their perspective to see, okay, can I understand where they're coming from? You don't have to agree. Understand where they're coming from so that you can approach the conflict. Yeah. In a learning aspect instead of spewing whatever you need to get off your chest.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because that's actually what I want to say to Tre real quick. When you get into a conflict situation, like, especially what she's talking about, because those sounds like a simple topic we've spoken about before in this podcast when it comes to a trigger point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you navigate trigger points? Or like not avoid them, but you know a trigger point is going to come in whether it be an argument, discussion, whatever the case is. How do you navigate like, okay, once I say this, I know it's going to go to a different level?
I agree with a lot of what Pavie said as far as like, I care about who I want to have conflict resolution with, and I don't care who I don't with. I think I got into that point now because I did go to therapy around during COVID, and after that, it's like figure out a lot of because I was a very angry person, and I used to argue with people, yell. I used to be really mad. Now I'm at the point now, like if you're not agreeing with me and you want to be stupid, then you can continue to be stupid, and we can keep it pushing. I think what I'm working on is hearing someone's opinion or information and acknowledging it in the moment instead of acknowledging it when I go home and I think about it for a second, and then I'm like, dang, they were right. Because that's still part like of ego and pride, and that's still something I'm working on when it comes to resolution in that way. I will say, when as far as like, and I'll be specific, like with my siblings, we argue like it's no tomorrow. Yeah. And I've just gotten to a point at my age that now I don't do that with them at all. Like if they start going a little, because they like to do this thing where like we'll argue and then they kind of like gang up on me. As soon as I sniff it out, I'm like, oh, this conversation's over. You're not gonna get this out of me, because that's typically how they would get me out of body, and that's typically what I learned through my going through therapy. That was a cause for a lot of my anger issues, trying to be heard, trying to argue, and then when I realized like I don't gotta let them to control how my reaction. I control my reactions and all that. That's how I moved on from that. But currently, my goal is working on understanding people's perspective in the moment, because sometimes I could feel like I'm so right about everything because I'm always looking up stuff. I'm always doing research. I'm always gaining more knowledge, that sometimes I tend to kind of push what people have to say to the side if it don't make sense to me. And then when I go back home and I think about it, that shit made a lot of sense. So I'm trying to be more present in the moment to what someone's talking about.
So you pretty much like in the moment you kind of emotionally regulate yourself in a sense.
Overregulate. Because I don't even give them my chance sometimes to really adjust or hear what someone's saying sometimes, because I think that what they're saying doesn't make any sense already. I don't even give some people a chance sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
So you're not actively listening.
Yeah.
In that situation.
Exactly.
You're just listening to ready to respond, because in your mind, like I said, you're not thinking about their perspective. You're thinking about me.
Exactly.
Me, and how you're bothering me with your situation, whether I just think it's stupid. I'm not going to hear you out.
Yeah.
But we all do that. We all be like, man, bump you, bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yep.
Get home, you're like, man, I missed this to call him this bleep. I missed to call him that bleep. I missed him. We all do that.
Yeah.
So it takes time.
Yeah. And that's the thing with me. It's the active listening part when it comes to the resolution, because I have the resolution.
Yeah.
I am the resolution. What I'm saying to you makes sense. What you're saying doesn't make sense. What I'm saying is right.
I was like, wait,
what you're saying is wrong. That's typically how I think when I think about, I think I have the most common sense when I'm talking to someone. Yeah. And then when I find out when I go home, because I'm an overanalyzer, I will go home and I think about every conversation I had in that day. And sometimes I'll sit and think and be like, damn, they had a point. And I kind of took that away from them in that conversation, and probably could have made them feel small or little in the conversation, or made them feel unheard. Yeah. So I've actively in the past few months have been trying to be more in the moment and really listen to someone out, instead of prejudging that what they're saying doesn't make sense when it could make sense in the moment.
I feel you on that. I've seen in myself recently now that I'm getting better at my body language, because I feel like sometimes the body language is already the prerequisite. You already know what I'm about to say. Like if I have a disagreement with you, my body language is like you can already tell I'm about to be like, yo, I don't give a damn. This is how I feel right now. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to get better at, because I think the body language aspect is something that kind of gets looked over, just because we're so used to naturally having a negative body language, or kind of like a standoffish with your arms crossed before you even start having the conversation with somebody, that you already know there's a problem. There's going to be an issue. That's what I've been trying to get better at. And I'm doing a better job.
Yeah.
I'm doing a better job.
You know what's funny about me and Pavie have such a funny relationship, because there's only one time that she's gotten me out of body, and I think I got her out of body too. What happened? And we were making content one day at my apartment during COVID. Oh. And we were arguing. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but we were literally shouting at the top of our lungs. But I just know for a fact that I know when she's a certain way, when she starts sucking her teeth, that because she's Jamaican, so she's Caribbean, so when she starts sucking her teeth, I'm like, oh, she about to go off. I'm already knowing.
Do you do the Yep. I was like, it's the extended one.
Yes,
it's the extended one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tre has tested all of my spirituality, all of it, all of it.
You just like poking the bear, don't you?
You know what? I think that what I think it is that I do like poking the bear, but she likes poking first though. I'm not going to front. And we're not going to have this conversation, but me and her have good colorism and dark skin, light skin conversation, like you just heard over there earlier.
Yes.
And she's good for calling me a white boy because she knows that's going to get me every time. She knows it's going to.
So do you feel like? I mean, granted, you guys are joking, but do you feel like that's a tool that she uses? Kind of not a trigger point, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? I have a word. She's like not fighting fair. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows that's gonna get you out of pocket, right?
Well, I don't think she. Well, she knows that it's gonna make me debate, no matter how much I know she's joking or wherever the case may be. And she low key kind of serious too when she said it.
I'm more serious.
Yeah, she's more serious.
Okay.
And that's why, yeah. Because we've had these debates before. But I'd be like, all right, now it's time for me to get into.
This man cracked
Truth
his
hurts sometimes. The truth hurts. You know?
He not a white boy.
You ain't seen that man, daddy.
I seen his daddy, but
Have you seen?
I seen his daddy.
Have you? Oh, sorry. You haven't. She trying to talk about my dad.
Yeah.
But she don't talk about her dad.
I've never denied who I am.
Me neither.
I haven't, but
I get it because Tre's beige. You know, we get it.
Yeah, very beige.
Very
Very
beige is
beige.
crazy.
And
Color of a new house type.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with your color.
I never said there was anything wrong with my color.
Nothing wrong with your color. There's nothing wrong with who you are. I just want you to accept it. And I feel like every time we have this conversation, you won't accept it. And
she want me to be biracial so bad.
Why? But how can I want something for you that you are?
That's insane.
But here we can go back into communication. It's the nonverbal cues. I feel like sometimes you can sense that it's coming by my facial expressions, by the body language, and nonverbal communication is big. I think that's bigger than actually speaking. Mm-hmm. Like you said, when somebody's about to make you cuss them out, you're like, all right. I'm just waiting for it.
Yep.
They already sense it's coming, so they might even start getting a little louder because they're like, nah, because it's about to pop up. You can sense it, and I think that's a communication problem that is probably something everybody needs to work on because you be just ready to jump. Like, if I say you won't know I'm going to fight you if I go like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I don't know, you're going to be like, all right, she's trying to fight. I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to cuss you or nothing. You want a box. So that right there is a big thing I think all of us need to work on, fixing your face.
Yeah.
Because look how many memes we have on it. It's all over social media. Yeah. Like it's glorified, the resting bitch face, They'll put a picture of Rihanna sitting at a basketball game and the next minute she's smiling.
Yeah.
Or they'll show Beyonce rocking, just any which way. But nonverbal communication is big and it's huge. And I think that could definitely make or break. If you have a conflict, that can make or break your situation. Very much. Because, like, if you're talking to a significant other and, or like, for example, you guys go up to your girl, you done pissed her off. You didn't answer her text message while you was actually working. Or hell breaking loose when you come in there.
Oh, yeah.
What she do? She don't speak. It's, hey, babe.
I find it funny how,
but it takes a minute, after she took a
phase.
shower, made you food, if she's that kind of person or whatever, then 2:00 in the morning when you're laying in bed, let me ask you a question. It's like, Lord, here we go.
Her accent came out.
Question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. That's how I get it from my dad.
The accent came out quick.
But you know what, though? Adding on to that, from my perspective when dating, I think I'm so keyed in on nonverbal cues that for some odd reason, nonverbal cues piss me off more than some of the words sometimes.
Same.
Like, I'll be watching you talk, and if I get a hint of sarcasm, not funny sarcasm, I'm talking about just you downplaying anything, or you looking at me a certain way, like you my mom, or you trying to, I'm getting kind of disgusted.
Yeah.
And I don't even really want to deal with you. For real.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that one, bro.
And that's how I get, like, first, I'm a grown man. So you're not gonna look at me or do something a certain way to do this.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to have an attitude. It's okay for you to feel a type of way. It's okay for you to be mad at me. It's okay that if I hurt your feelings and you feel sad, so you're expressing. It's not okay for you to emasculate or demean me with nonverbal cues. Because now you're not going to get the best out of me. You're going to get me, now I'm about to respond off-putting, and I'm not going to be available as well. I'm emotionally available to even really hear what you got to say, because now I can already sense that you giving me some bad vibes.
But I'm trying to figure out how to preface this question without making it seem like I'm picking a side on that topic right now.
You don't got to pick a side.
No, because it's going to sound like, do you feel that as a man you should just toughen up on it? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say with the question.
I'm tired of toughening up, to be honest with you. I'm tired. I'm not trying
to say like, oh, you got to be sassy, whatever the term is that you're
Right.
using. It's just like, do you feel like you kind of got to like just take it on the chin? Like,
no,
you know
I'm not talking about being sassy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, what I'm talking about is that I, for so long, was a people pleaser, and I did not complain at all when my girl did something I didn't like, or whatever the case may be, and whatever attitude she gave, I took it.
Right.
I'm at a point now where, like, bro, you gotta be emotionally intelligent and communicate with me.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be perfect, and it's okay to have off days. It's okay for, every 2 or 3, every once a week or whatever, you mess up. You had a bad day at work, life is stressful, shit happened, you approached me wrong. And I'm pretty sure after we have that, whatever, you're gonna communicate afterwards, like, I'm sorry, babe, like, I fucked up. I just had a bad day at work. That's okay. But when it's Monday through Sunday, the same shit, constantly with an attitude and everything, and then I'm sitting there acting like I gotta walk through glass, and I can't just move the way I want to move or whatever with you, I'm not fucking with that no more. That is not going to happen. Like, as far as communicating, I have worked too hard with my emotional intelligence to allow for someone to communicate with me in that type of way, non-verbally, and to create that type of tension around me. I move a lot better in life when life is like this. Not saying that it won't dip sometimes, but when it is steady, the frequency is good. Just naturally in life, I move better. When it starts getting rocky, and now in my head, all I'm thinking about is, man, I gotta fix it. Whatever I did, I gotta fix it. And now I'm moving anxious. Now my communication style is gonna be different. I'm watching every other word I say. I'm making sure I don't make you pissed off or whatever. Yeah, that's for the birds.
I think that kind of ties into what she said earlier as well, because like that's kind of like that power in just reflecting, or that power in the power in just pausing and thinking for a second, like, before I say this, like, do I really want to go back and forth with somebody who's gonna go to hell? Basically,
I ain't arguing about.
Like, do I really want? I think that's power in that. Like,
Well, I just want to touch something with saying, and I know we didn't really go into the relationship thing.
Yeah.
I think for us as women, sometimes they allow us to be emotionally unintelligent. And when you were saying the whole idea of take it on the chin for a man, I said, us as women cannot ask our men to be open with us and to share how they're feeling. If we're going to say things like that to them, take it on the chin.
Yeah.
If you want relationship is communication. So if you don't know how to communicate properly how you're feeling, you're going to have a problem from the jump in your relationship.
Yeah.
So if we go back to the example, as he's saying, your girl, you're walking around with an attitude. Yes, you have your off day. But when you get to a point where you're no longer off, look, babe, had nothing to do with you. I'm just having a day, having a moment, or somebody at my job messed me up. And honestly, it was easier for me to stay quiet than take it out on you.
Pavie, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why? I'm generalizing here, so
Yeah, go
don't
ahead.
get offended if I ask this question. But
Okay, I'm offended. Go ahead.
why is that difficult for women though? Like to get to that point.
We're not trained that way. And I don't want to say it like, like we're dog training, but I think women have always been allowed to be emotional. Yeah. They don't tell us, don't you cry, you need to toughen up. They don't tell women these things. As we grow up as a little girl, we're treated like princesses. We're catered to, we are we're told that we're the shit all our life.
Right.
If you have the right people around you. Not everybody unfortunately has that. But we're almost bred that way. And we don't do that to our young men. We don't allow them to show emotion because immediately we will celebrate them, then take it away from them.
Right.
Or like some guys have told me, like, you know, I don't share things with you, not recently or somebody I'm dating, but I don't share things with you because I'm worried you're going to throw it back in my face because of things that happened to them in their past.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's important to us as women when we keep praying to God for, Lord, I want a man. Know what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, understand that this person comes with feelings. This person wasn't raised in your household. So if you're going to ask them to be into your life, understanding you're mingling what you got going on, and you have to be smart enough to know it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's not only about what you feel and what you want. So yeah, if your man asks you, are you hungry? And you're like, I don't know. And he gives you options and you get upset. It would be nice, you know, when he figures it out. But you should another day be like, hey man, honey, you hungry? What you want to eat?
Right.
You know, cater to him too. Let there be a true partnership in it. Like you said, you know, God, when he made Eve, he didn't make Eve behind him, in front of him, on top of him. He made him on the side. That means because there's partnership in your rib, importance, that reinforcement, that protection. So, yeah.
Answer your question, Phil?
Did I answer it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm good. Very good.
I have a question for everybody in the room, actually. This is going to be fun. All right. Let me sit up for this one. All right.
You should have been sitting up the whole time, Nick.
I slouch because I'll be really into the conversation. I'll be like, word. But anyway.
That's why I haven't had the camera on you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think, I'm speaking from my own personal two eyeballs that God blessed me with. I think we have a bigger issue of the communication and relationships when it comes to black men and black women than most other races have in general. Let me explain why. I think we've gotten to a point in our own culture where no matter what is said or done, you're automatically criticized, no matter what the gender is. A woman could be like, hey, I make this much, so I want a man to match me. Then it's like, oh, you only looking for a dude with money. It's like, you didn't hear what she said. She just wants a guy on the same playing field as her. Whether it be a guy saying, hey, I want a girl who cooks and cleans if I'm the one being the breadwinner. Oh, you just want me to walk around barefoot and naked and be a provider. It's like, I feel like a lot of times we don't actually talk. We just, okay, you said something, you said half of something I don't like. Okay, let me go off.
You know what? I'm not even going to really answer this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let Pavie do it. Okay. Because back in COVID, Pavie put me on to Kevin Samuels. And she was watching.
Rest in peace to that man.
And I'm not saying everything he said was perfect.
No.
But a lot of what he said,
it makes sense.
It's his delivery. His delivery was trash sometimes. Yeah. But that's how men talk to each other. So for us, it's not going to be that way. It's different to hear a man tell a woman like that blatantly. But she put me on to Kevin Samuels, and she watched. She's like, oh my God, this man Kevin Samuels, he's tough. So what you're talking about, I was a big fan of.
Okay.
When it comes to that, because of all the accountability piece. So I'm gonna shut up.
the back turn is crazy.
What was the question again? Like,
I was just speaking on the disconnect.
Disconnect. Yeah. I love the Lord, and I'm gonna say this: like, a lot of us don't have a good relationship with God, and we are expecting relationships down here to be good.
Yeah.
And that's just it. You know, we don't have good relationships with ourselves. Mm-hmm. Some of us are comfortable in chaos. Yeah. So they have to continue creating chaos, and they mask it as, why everything bad always happens to me? Why is it this? All my boyfriends are shit. All my girlfriends ain't shit. No, it's because you ain't shit, unfortunately. And you need to develop and fix what's going on in you so that your communication skills can be built up and your relationships can be built up, and God can bless you with more, because you be sitting there begging and asking him for more and to have these good things, but you ain't got your shit together. You're not communicating properly. But you want somebody to communicate properly with you, not only in relationship and family and everything like that. Get yourself together. And yes, I do see it, and it does make me sad to see when us as black people, because again, I can't speak on other races because I don't know that. I can't tell you what's going on in white race. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you what's going on in Cuban race. I can't tell you what's going over in Brazilian race. I can't tell you that. I can only tell you black people, and it does make me sad to see so many of us just argue back and forth. Like when a woman says, or she's celebrating, I had a kid at 39. Yeah. To see so many brothers in the comment, oh, well, you too old, that baby gonna have a problem. It's like, she just broke all those barriers, and here you are arguing, and then another brother will come in there to support them, hear them tearing them down.
Oh, he a simp.
I mean, oh, you a simp, you this and that. Or if it's a woman saying, you know, I cater to a man, I love him when he comes home, you know, I cook him food, I stay at home, then they're like tearing her down. It's like, damn, we already got enough shit going on. We in a Trump world right now. Why are we tearing each other down like this? This doesn't make any sense. We already have it bad and now we make it even worse.
Yep.
It's just the chaos that has been attached to our community is disgusting, and we keep holding on to it. This cup of chaos, and we just keep passing it around. Passing it like a damn blunt.
Yep.
You want some trauma? Here you go. No problem. Yeah. You want some trauma? Here you go. No problem. It just keeps on going. And then when somebody tries to break that in the comments, it's like, why can't we just fix each other's crown? We tear each other apart. We fight like we are crackheads for the last crack. Rock, I'm telling you, we fight in these comments, and I'm just like, good night. Like, I even watching, you know, and Tre will just say, you know, I love black women. The amount of women that, but what about white girls?
Oh, yes.
What?
They
What
say that
about
in your
Spanish
comments
women?
nonstop.
What about the, Why are you concerned with what's going on over here? Like, what? Can't you just say, good for you, brother?
Yeah.
No.
The realest thing I ever heard about, somebody said this a couple weeks ago. I forgot what show it was on. But he pretty much said the problem with arguing amongst black people, arguing with each other, we're the only race that has a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 slander campaign against us.
I'm telling you.
Like, we should be uplifting each other.
But you know the thing is, our pain, our trauma is entertainment for people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whereas, and this is why I tell people all the time, white people, Hispanic people, Asian people are all going through the same thing. I have watched TikTok videos and heard about how Spanish women will complain about Spanish men, talking about, oh, you know, they're so misogynist. Like, my mom raised me. Even my mom, she raised me to cook and clean and barefoot. I want to be a doctor. I want to be this. I want other things. Or hearing Asian women or Asian kids talking about, you know, I'm first generation Asian. My parents are making me go to college so I could pay off all their stuff and everything. They're investing in me to do all this. Or we talk about white men and white women. They in there just like that too. And my whole thing is, when we start getting to like percentages of marriages and everything, just because people are married more, and I said this before in another pod, just because they're married more does not mean they're more happy.
Yes.
I see so many white women online complaining just like black women online about white men. The issue is that our pain is entertainment. And we tend to push our stuff out more when their pain is just pain. They get to feel it. They get to go through it. They get to adjust. We, on a regular basis, in the world I view, have to take our pain and use it as entertainment. I know we're kind of going left. I'm
going to bring us back and say, keep going. I'm going to show you how I'm going to bring us back.
They use our stuff as entertainment. So for us, when we make our, and I'm part of it, I'm part of the problem too. When we make our IG skits and we do our TikTok skits, our relationship skits, and, you know, we get in the threads and we get into the Twitters or the blue skies and we say toxic stuff to get likes and reshares and everything. And when we do that stuff, we do it because we know it's entertainment. We know it's going to hit. And regardless if someone disagrees or agrees, we know the value of that post is going to rise up because that's what we know is entertainment. That's how we've done movies. That's how we've done music. That's how we've done everything is black people pain and trauma to create dollars.
Well, our trauma has built multiple countries. I think that's the thing. So
Yeah.
now they're like, oh, well, not all the countries are built. Let's laugh at it now. Prime example, we just talked about off camera the Montoya video, right?
Yeah.
That's a Hispanic issue, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you by next week, the next trending video is going to be something that happened on Love and Hip Hop about some black trauma, about some black conflict.
Yeah.
Like by probably the end of this weekend, most likely, right? But to kind of wrap up this conversation, wrap up this episode, Pavie, our guest, I'm gonna let you do the honors. What is something? I mean, we've spoken about it at length on this whole episode. Things people can do to work on their things, whether it's self-reflection. In my case, Tre speaking about you know his therapy and his journey through therapy. What is something you feel that people can do to improve when it comes to communication, whether it be professional, romantic, family, friends? Like the main thing they should just focus on first to be the first step in being a better person when it comes to having any discussions.
I just want to say I'm not a real expert.
Oh, no, we know.
I'm just a regular person who lives life.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I would say, one, get your life right with Christ. If you claim you know God, get right with him. Not just halfway, not this way, not that way, not get right with him and learn to have a communication with him and let him speak to you and tell you, hey, here's some, let him use you to change the way he wants to put you in the direction you want to go, if that makes sense. Let him lead you. But, you know, to say secularly, definitely therapy, I think is very important. Do not mask your feelings. Go talk to somebody. It's very important, especially in the Black community, that we go and get therapy and get help. Do not sit there and dwell on things that you're feeling or hold your tongue to the point where you don't speak at all and you miss opportunities. You get bullied or you get pushed out of the way where you're supposed to be in a sense.
Right.
But definitely, you know, active listening is very important. Learning your non-verbal communications, getting that under control, and, you know, definitely making sure if you are somebody that loves chaos, get that out of your life. Get the chaos out of your life. Check and reflect on yourself and see, where can I change? What are some things I'm listening to? What are some things that I'm watching? Who are some people that I'm around?
Yeah.
And watch how those things are shaping your communication and shaping the way you talk. Because I guarantee if you stop watching that Love and Hip Hop, you probably stop cussing.
Yeah.
You probably won't be that damn angry.
That's
you know,
true, yeah.
you stop hanging around them girls who always talking, oh, girl, I got this dude here, I got this dude here, I got somebody else. I bet you'll start realizing, you know what? After not being around these ladies anymore, I don't crave those same things. Because they say birds of a feather flock together. It is very true. So just to wrap it up again, yes, active listening, getting therapy, and getting your life right with Christ.
Yeah. I appreciate you. Tre, anything you got to say before we sign off?
No, I think that what she said is on point. Like she said, get right with Christ on a religious, spiritual level. And I have noticed that there is an awakening happening in the Christian community. I have noticed that a lot more people are going back to church.
Yeah.
I have noticed that the clubs are looking a little bit more empty, and people are staying inside more because they're tired of what the world has to offer. So, yeah.
Phil, anything you got to say before I sign off?
I like Pavie. She's awesome.
Jesus likes me too.
Yeah, she's great.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and Tre, and of course, Podcast Dr. Phil, we want to say thank you for Pavie joining us. We appreciate you.
No, thank you.
It's been another great episode of the Fupas and Flapjacks Podcast. On behalf of us and everybody here at the Jay Derosier Media Network, you guys have a great one. And please listen to the musical stylings of Tre as a sign-off.
I just wanna see you on me. I just wanna see you on me. Put it on me, baby, put it on me. Put it on me, baby, put it on me. I just wanna see you on me. I just wanna see you on me. Put it on me, baby, put it on me. Put it on me,